Who's leading the prayer?
Debbie.
She needs it. We need her.
I figure we can work our way around and get you to go back.
What he's saying is I need to practice and he needs the prayer. That's what he's saying.
All right, it's time.
That's what I got. You're already.
I will call to order the Monday, June 19th meeting of the Collegedale City Commission. Welcome. We're glad everyone is here this evening. We have several important matters to discuss, but prior to getting into those matters, I've asked Commissioner Baker if she will lead our invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Let us pray, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and your blessing. We thank you, Father, for each and every one here. I ask God that you watch over and protect them. Give us and help us with guidance, Lord, in the direction of how you want us to go and the decisions that we make. We give you the praise and the glory forever and ever. In Christ's name, amen. Stand, please, for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Baker,
Here.
Commissioner Lamb,
Here.
Commissioner Sadler, Vice Mayor Johnson,
Here.
Mayor Lloyd.
Here. And I believe we've all had time to review the minutes from our previous meeting on June 5th. Any questions, comments, changes that any of the commissioners see needs to be made?
I make a motion. We accept.
Okay, we have a motion for approval.
Second.
And a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. Okay, we come to the portion of our meeting where we open up the floor for comments from citizens. If there are any Collegedale residents that would like to address the commission, if you will, please step up to the mic, give us your name as well as your address. And with there being no comments, I will close this meeting and I will we'll open our public hearing. And the first item that we'll be discussing in this public hearing will be ordinance 1120. Could you read the caption, please?
An ordinance of the City of Collegedale, Tennessee, amending the fiscal year 2022-2023 budget.
Okay. Any comments from the commissioners? Any comments?
It might be nice to let the citizens know what this is if they're first time hearing this, while we do this.
So this is what we do annually at the end of the year to bring the budget closer to what the forecast was from the previous year. We're required by the end of this month to have a finished budget. However, the state does still allow for 2 months to roll back essentially for bills that are in the year that were spent in this fiscal year. So it's still a forecast, but it's much closer than the actual budget projection was from a year ago.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
You've had your public hearing on that, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, well, let's go to ordinance 1121. Could you read the caption, please?
An ordinance of the City of Collegedale, Tennessee, revising and updating the provisions of Title 18 of the Municipal Code relating to water and sewers.
Okay. Do you want to share a little bit on
This is
that
an
as well?
update to our sewer ordinance to more accurately reflect how we actually operate the system and all.
Okay. All right. Any comments here, questions that anyone has?
Is that a public?
Public hearing.
It's public hearing and no one's speaking up, Mr. Mayor, so you had your public hearing on this.
Okay, we will close this public hearing. And we will reopen our Collegedale Commission meeting, and we will have a roll call. Let's have a vote for ordinance 1120.
We have to have a motion.
Oh, we had another motion. Yes, we do. I will make a motion for approval. Do we have a second? Do we have
Second.
a second?
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. Okay, we also need to vote on ordinance 1121. Do we have a motion for approval?
I'll move that.
Motion for approval,
I'll second.
and we have a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. Okay, next item under new business is approval of iWork permit inspection and code enforcement software contract.
Can I
Yes.
interfere for just a second?
Sure.
Has anyone, no, because I haven't heard from Commissioner Sadler. Has anyone heard anything, why she's not here or not?
She didn't reach out to me, but a gentleman from the audience that had some mail for us said that his understanding is she wouldn't make it tonight.
She wouldn't?
Correct.
Okay, I hadn't heard, and so that's just concerned. Okay, thank you. I apologize.
No, it's fun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Dave?
Wanted to present tonight, we are looking at transitioning to iWork code enforcement, permitting, and inspection software. We have been using Energov, have been using it for the last 15 years. The first few years we began using it, it was good software, but over time we've had lots of issues and problems where login, employee access are concerned with running reports. It's been rather cumbersome. So we're looking at transitioning to iWork, which is currently used by Red Bank, Saudi Daisy, and Signal Mountain. And we've got nothing but positive reports from them. Both, or all three of them have been using it for quite some time. And the request I bring before you tonight is for authorization for our city manager to sign the contract to proceed with utilizing this software.
What is the cost for this?
Cost for this in the contract as shown is $20,000 for the first year. And $5,000 will be backed out after that first year, so it goes back to $15,000 each year thereafter.
How does that compare with the previous software?
Currently, I think we're anywhere from 8 to 10,000. So it's a little bit more, but with the increased functionality, also we're looking at maybe later this year, increasing our permit fees, which would more than offset the cost of that, the difference in cost. And we haven't increased our fees other than land disturbance and price since I've been here 14 years.
Okay. So what does this software do that the other software didn't do?
Okay, so the current software we have right now is server-based, which means that we host it on our servers. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have 2, if not 3 servers the Energov system data is compiled on. With this new, it's going to be cloud-based, which means that a homeowner, developer, contractor, they can go on our website or on the link for iWork to apply for the permits. It's going to save Brittany having to manually enter. If she gets like from Pratt, that project at one time, she had like 30 or 40 permits all submitted at once. But having the capacity for people to enter it online is going to save on data entry for her substantially. People can check on the status of a permit. They can check on the status of a plan review, can check on the status of inspections or request inspections. So there's a whole lot more as far as functionality and usability. There'll also be a component Jason with planning will be able to utilize as well. And so holistically, I feel like it's a great,
Will we be able to integrate the existing data into this system?
yes.
Okay, so it will
Yes.
Over, okay.
Yeah, they'll
I mean,
work with us.
It's anything like any software today. If you don't keep it up, you get left behind. And I know we purchased this years ago and did this deal, but I think it's time for us to, if it's to the benefit of us and you're trained, we should do it.
Any other comments, questions from the commission?
What about the security on it? How does that?
Yeah, they handle all that. It's very secure because it's cloud-based, and as many clients and customers as they have, that's one of the things that they ensure is dealt with and taken care of for us.
I move that we approve the contract.
Second,
Okay, we have a motion for approval and a second. Can we have a roll call,
do we
please?
need to do it with the city manager's approval? Do we need to add that? Are you assigning this?
I'm signing it if it is approved tonight.
Okay.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, the second item on the new business, agenda of new business is approval of bid for rewrite of zoning ordinance.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jason Allen, the staff planner. So if you recall back in April during our workshop, we were talking about doing a zoning rewrite. So that went out for bid. Firstly, in May, we didn't get any bids back. So it went back out at the end of May. So we did get a bid back, which came in at $62,910. So this is through Inspire Placemaking Collective. They're a planning firm out of Florida and North Carolina. So looking at their documents and our timeline, it looks like we'll be finished with this in October of 2024, which is about what we were expecting.
Do we know anybody that uses this group?
Yeah, there's a couple places that I called up north of Nashville, and they have used them in the past, and they were very happy with them. They're also using them for new projects. I did call a couple other cities down in Florida, just around the US, and everyone was extremely happy with them.
Jason, they've done Tennessee zoning ordinances before.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so they understand planning laws in Tennessee and stuff. So that's something that we were looking for.
It looks like Robertson County, Tennessee has used them.
There would seem like there was one other Tennessee one on the,
I think it was Orlando. It's north of Nashville.
Cedar Hill,
Cedar Hill.
Tennessee has
Yeah.
used them as well. Okay.
And this bid is under what we had budgeted, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we had some budgeted for last year and then continuing into this new year. So it's something that we've been expecting for the past couple of years that we've been wanting to do. So we're pretty excited it's finally happening.
And that dollar amount was how much again?
That is $62,910.
How much under bid are we? What were we planning?
Probably between 150 and 180.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they came in fairly cheap.
Okay. Any other questions? Commission has?
I move to approve.
I will second that. So we have a motion for approval in a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And next is approval of a field lease for the 2023 Freedom Festival right around the corner. We're getting close.
Yes, very close.
I see you got the suntan to prove it.
So yes, every year we lease the field directly across from the library. And that's where they have the kids zone and some food vendors and everything, and doing the same thing this year. And so McKee leases it to us for $1 a day for, I think, 5 or potentially expanded 6 or 7 days, depending on the cleanup and stuff like that.
Well, the price is right.
Right.
I move that we accept.
I second.
Okay, motion for approval and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay.
And do we have to get insurance on that? Or is
Yes,
that
we do.
wrong? Okay,
Yeah, we insure it.
thank you.
That's the purpose of the lease from their perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, next item is request authorization for mayor to sign the Norfolk Southern letter. You want to share a little bit?
Yes, so this is for the Greenway replacement project we're doing over there from the derailment that happened last December. Basically, we had everything approved from the local group that was going to be involved with this project. And it turns out there was another portion of Norfolk Southern, I believe in Atlanta, that wanted us to execute this agreement and go through a public improvement project. I don't know, steps of processes. And one of those is signing this letter saying that we're going to submit our engineering plans for putting it back the same way it was. They have to review it and approve it. So this is basically saying that they can bill us for reviewing and approving these plans. And the different part of Norfolk Southern will be reimbursing us that expense. So basically, we have to agree to let them charge us to review it, and then we'll pay it, get it reviewed, get the project done, and they get reimbursed from the whole project from Norfolk Southern.
Seems a little complicated.
It is, but some businesses are set up that way where you have to charge different departments, and it's a lot of red tape. But it's dealing with the railroad, so we have to go through all their hoops.
Any other comments, questions?
So where are we gonna pull the money from? 20,000?
It's up to.
It's,
20,000.
yeah, it's up to. They don't know how long it's, I mean, in my personal opinion, it shouldn't take more than a couple hours, couple $100 to do. It's not really worth the paperwork to do it, but that's how they have to do things. Cause it's a very simple project. We're going to send them 3 pages of.
I wasn't sure if it's like TDOT where you have to.
Right. This is a not to exceed. Basically, they can't charge us more than that, but I would be shocked if it was more than, a couple $100,000 or so. And
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, we have a motion for approval.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay.
thank you.
Very much. And next, approval for amended airport easement acquisition settlement.
Okay, so this is the amended settlement for the final property that's involved with our easement acquisition obstruction clearing project. After some negotiation, we were able to settle with the landowner for the additional 10% that TDOT was offering. The initial amount was $15,300. That 10% additional is $16,830. As part of the 95.5, our portion of that will be $841.50 after TDOT reimburses us.
Any questions?
Well, we need to do this, so
Yeah, we very much need to do this.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
A motion for approval in a second.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. And next item is approval for airport beacon fixture and hardware install.
So I'm going to present this as 2 separate, it's one item, but I'm going to present it separately. One for the fixture itself and then one for the labor and install of the hardware. So the first part is for the fixture itself. The first quote that you'll see is from Airfield Guidance Sign Manufacturers for $11,783.59. It includes the mounting equipment, the telltale relay, bird spikes, and all the various accessories. The second is from Hallibright. Again, the same equipment with all the miscellaneous accessories for $12,208.72. And then the third was from Flightlight. Again, the same items there, $12,569.03. The second is for the electrical work and the install of all the related componentry. Did reach out to 3 separate electrical companies, 2 of which were able to provide quotes. The third, Colbert Electric, was unable to perform the work. And so the 2 that we did receive quotes from was Benson Meyer Electric and Rockhold Electric. Benson Meyer presented 2 quotes. One was for removing and replacing the fixture, and that is $3,920. And then the second quote that they provided was for installing all the grounding equipment for the electrical system. that was $4,850. So the total for both of those together was $8,770. The second quote was from Rockhold Electric, and that includes 3 ground rods tied together and connected to existing ground wire on the pole, as well as replacing the contactor in the panel, adding a surge protector, as well as assisting with fixture install, et cetera, for $2,000. We have used Rockhold Electric for some small projects. I've been very pleased with their work. So would recommend to you all that that is the option that we go with. My recommendation for the project would be accepting the quote for the fixture of $11,783.59, as well as the quote for the install and all of the electric componentry for $2,000. That'll bring an estimated total cost for this project of $13,783.59.
So you're going with both of the low bidders.
Correct.
So in looking at the Benson Meyer quote versus the Rockhold, I mean, there's a pretty substantial difference between the two. Are we comparing apples to apples?
Yeah, for the most part, the biggest difference between Rockhold Electric and Benson Meyer is that Benson Meyer was going to actually they were going to replace the fixture, so take the old one down and put the new one up. I believe that was $3,800 and change. Our plan is to do that ourselves so we can save a little bit of money using the same system that we've used in the past when we have to replace lights or whatever on the existing fixture. We just use a cable system to pull it up and we can install it ourselves. So we feel like we can save that additional cost there.
And this new fixture is LED.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's LED.
Okay. Any other questions?
I move that we accept the bid that he's for $13,783.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, $13,783.59.
59 cents.
Yes.
And we have a motion for approval. I will second that. And can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Baker? Yes. Commissioner Lamb?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson?
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd?
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know you put a lot of hard work into that one.
Did we do both of them? Is there a second? The 13,000 today.
The 13,000 was the total between,
And the 2,000,
Between
okay.
the two bids.
yes, that was the combination of
Okay.
the two. So we're good there.
At least that was my understanding.
Yes,
I made the motion.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And we are not in compliance with what the FAA requires. We're supposed to have a white, green alternating light. We only have a white light going right now. So we need to get in compliance.
When do we get the other then?
That's part of the project here, so we're going to replace the fixture. The current fixture only has a white light, and the green is permanently burnt out. So this fixture will replace that and get us back in compliance, like the mayor says.
Okay.
And next item on the agenda is the approval of the sale of the surplus buildings and codes Jeep Cherokee. I've seen that Cherokee for years.
Yes, it's formerly an airport vehicle, passed down to building inspection. We've used it for a number of years and we no longer have need for it. So we're requesting authorization for surplusing it, for auctioning it. And yeah, that way we can get it off our books, if you will.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Let me ask a question here. So this vehicle was used by the airport?
Mhm.
Okay. And we have a courtesy car now that has replaced this?
So we have a Dodge Charger.
Sorry. Just want to get some clarification.
Yeah, so we had a Dodge Charger, a red Dodge Charger. The transmission went out a number of months back, shortly after I started the position. It's been in the shop just because we've had several police cars and stuff that have been taken care of first. But last I'm told is that we do have a transmission for that car, so we should get it back online pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that for people traveling here, that's a pretty important thing.
We currently have the Ford F-150 that we loan out for the crew car, so we still do have one, just not.
We're taking care of our customers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry. And we have a motion for approval in a second.
Correct.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson?
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd?
Yay.
Thank you.
The next item is the approval of the VCIF grant. Chief, come enlighten us, please.
Yeah. So as we've discussed probably several times throughout the budget process, we applied for funds from the Violent Crime Intervention Funds through the state. We were selected to receive $93,374 out of that grant for various equipment. So got the contract from the state, which requires the mayor's signature to go ahead and authorize and accept that grant and move forwards with its processes.
And what do we use that money for?
We're getting 10 more body cameras, purchasing 10 additional new vests for officers, and then getting a use of force resistance compliance training simulator.
Oh, okay.
And when you say cameras, you're talking about for the vehicle versus.
Body worn, 10 more body worn
Oh,
cameras.
we just ordered cameras.
We ordered enough to cover every full-time officer, but not to cover reserves and
Now,
and,
didn't we make a motion, or I remember raising Cain that we wanted to have,
Y'all added a couple, but it didn't catch all the reserves. I think it caught most of the reserves at the time.
I remember saying we really need to do this for all of our reserves.
you did, and now we're getting them for all our reserves.
I thought this was back then.
In other words, you thought you already had them.
Yeah, I thought we had approved it.
Right, I thought we met in the middle. We had asked for not the reserves, you'd asked for all the reserves.
So was it 2 or 3, or was it 10
Was what, 2 or 3?
cameras?
We had 2 or 3 spares that the reserves could use, but we still had older body cameras that we were keeping online from reserves, but this will replace those.
I'd like for you to pull that tape for me so I can listen to it. I mean, that was the whole thing. I wanted us to have good cameras, not old, cheap ones when everybody should be on the same system. And you have to maintain 2 different systems. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Will these, the new ones, be all one system?
Yes, they're all Axon
All
cameras.
compatible, and everybody would be to date.
Right, and the original reason we didn't repurchase them all on the very front side was just cost.
I knew you said it was going to cost you more money. I get that. And I thought that's why we said, let's move forward with it. So,
I'll pull it. From memory, I thought we had met in the middle on it, but I'll pull it for you. Send it.
all right, thank you. Or just tell me the date and I can go online and look at it.
So on the simulator, that would be ours, the Collegedale Police Department simulator that we have year-round,
Correct,
right? Okay.
yes.
And that's where you can manipulate scenarios for the officer.
Yes,
Training situation. Okay,
correct.
yeah, I'm familiar with that system.
Mhm.
Okay, any,
I move that we accept this grant.
okay, we have a motion for approval.
I'll second it.
We have a second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Abstain.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay,
Thank you.
thank you. Next, we have our May finance report. Share with us the details, please.
You should have the May finance report in front of you. We're 92% of the way through the year and have received 107% of our projected revenues. And we have only spent 83% of projected expenditures. We received our state shared revenues for June a few days ago, and we took in $115,000 for business tax alone. That will put us ending the year at $260,000 in business tax, which is well above what was budgeted. As far as the bank balances go, we haven't done any transfers, but I do plan to do those either this week or next week so that we can have them finished by June 30. And also I have actually talked to the gentleman here at the office, someone from First Horizon, to look into CD rates to maybe, transfer some of that savings into some CDs and make us more money.
Okay. So the 260 over for the business tax, what was that attributable to?
Just simply under budgeted for business tax. We go by, of course, what we've made up to the year prior and all that sort of thing. So it was just under budgeted.
Okay,
So that will be the total, 260,000 total. And we budgeted 208,000.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Any other questions?
Just one of those, you hit or miss it sometimes, and, I mean, unfortunately, this is what happens.
Yeah.
That's why we have budget amendments.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good thing in that.
Yeah, I know,
Because it's
I know.
more revenues, yeah.
No, we're going forward.
We'll take the good
Yeah,
news.
yeah.
Okay, upon review, do we have any other questions or a motion for approval?
I make a motion that we accept.
Motion for approval, and I will second. We have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. And can we have reports from city administration, please?
Right, so we'll have the auditors in Wednesday and Thursday of this week. It's that time, and we'll get through that. The grand opening for the park is going to be on June the 30th at 9 a.m. I think everyone's received an invite, and we've started pushing social media. So the public's invited, and that'll be ribbon cutting, big gold scissors and everything right in time for the 4th. The Freedom Festival will be the following Monday on the 3rd. We're looking forward to that. And you'll see us keep pushing more and more of the social media and that sort of thing. But we're getting pretty close. Also, we found out from Wright Brothers, they're moving up the paving of Talent Road, and that'll be from Loblolly to Eagle Feather. They're going to start tomorrow. Weather permitting, it's a 2-day project. So Thursday, worst case scenario is kind of what we're expecting, that they'll be finished. And we'll put it on the sign and do a social media push in the morning, et cetera. Since we were a little surprised, they were able to wrap up a few other jobs, but we're already basically there. The road will be open, they'll just have traffic control. So that's what we have going on.
Let me ask you, did Wright Brothers do the paving on McDonald Road?
When was
No, I
it?
don't believe so. That was the county, and I believe they used Hudson.
Okay, because it just seems to me the surface is really rough for a newly paved road.
So I wasn't out there when they did it, but I had previously talked to them about it, and I don't believe they did hot mix asphalt. They did I don't remember the term for it. It's kind of like a slurry seal. It's kind of like a chip seal, but different. And it's something that we had looked into. They had came to me and talked to me about, we're out here doing stuff. This is what it costs if you want to do some of your roads. And I told them that I'm familiar with the project, but I'd like to see it done first. And after driving on it and looking at it after it's done, I don't see it being a viable option for us.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it at all. I think it's a terrible product. It's like I say, it's a very rough ride as you drive down McDonald Road. So what are we doing on Talent?
It'll be hot mix,
Okay,
brand new asphalt.
okay. Any other questions? All right. Any further?
That's it. We'll have a workshop next week.
Okay. And commissioners, do we have anything to report?
Now, the freedom celebrations, that's starting at 4:00.
I mean, it'll start like it does every year. But
Yeah,
yes,
but
public can start showing up at 4, but that'll probably be a hair early.
and about the parking all the way around, because the park will be open, the Little Debbie will be open.
We will close the on-street parking just from a traffic control perspective on Swinier. And then the rest of the parking will be very similar to last year.
Okay,
We've started pushing the traffic control plans, and all, but it'll be very similar to last year.
thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to ask that we begin to really take a hard look at this additional land for the additional parking that we've been talking about.
I'm going to get some prices from some engineering firms for them to get it done.
Okay,
And if it comes in at something reasonable, go that route. I'm not getting traction, and I can't seem to find a spot in my schedule to find a hole to get the plans together. So I'm working on getting some pricing now to handle it that way.
okay. Because I know with all the fall festivals coming on, parking's always at a premium. And we're going to feel that squeeze on July 3rd, I know. So,
Absolutely.
but again, I'd really ask that we move on that as quickly as we can.
I do have a question for Eric, if I can ask.
Okay, yes.
Do you know where Barrington is? There's a I guess, a culvert that runs underneath the road there. I've had some complaints that that's really degrading. I don't know if you've looked at it recently.
I've not looked inside the culvert.
Is the catch basin, is it in good condition?
I mean, I can go out there and check and see what it looks like. Are you speaking about the great inlets at Barrington or like?
Right, so the house that faces on Barrington, that faces Edgemond Road there, and the gentleman that lives across the street to the right, he was saying that it's really showing some wear and tear on it.
Okay.
I did not get out there and look at it because it doesn't do me any good to look at it. You've got the eye for it, so.
Yeah, we'll check out the catch basins over there and see what they look like.
And I don't know how they know, maybe they have a little experience in it. I just don't know.
Okay, any other comments? And do we have a motion for adjournment?
Move. Second.
Motion for adjournment and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. We are adjourned.
Good, Sam.
Yes, Erickson.